Today we're going to be doing a simple but epic upgrade to my Ford Bronco. We're going to be installing custom seat covers from Kustom Interior. Now, my Bronco did come with marine grade vinyl seats, which I absolutely love, but I'm going to put seat covers over them. Now, why would I do that if I love the seats? I want to maintain my seats for as long as possible and keep them looking nice for as long as I own the vehicle. Especially with the dogs that we throw into the back after some of our adventures, it's better to protect the seats now so they stay nice in the long run. I decided to go with the all black seat covers with the double hex stitching, and I think it's going to make my interior look way more premium. So let's go check them out. We went ahead and unboxed them, and this is what they look like. They feel really, really nice and sturdy. They're actually thicker than a lot of other seat covers I've seen in the past, and I'm excited to go ahead and put these in. Now, installation time is supposed to be about 45 minutes to an hour, and one thing to note is we did ask for the seat covers that allowed access to my MOLLE panels that are on the back of my two front seats, and I don't think we got them because the seat covers that we have for the front seats will cover the MOLLE panels, but we're still gonna install them and see what they look like. So I do have a two-door, so as you can see, I kind of have to squish myself in the back to go ahead and start the installation, but that's okay. I need to bring this buckle underneath and connect it under. There's these two hooks right here that I'm gonna go ahead and pull to put onto that elastic that I already put on. Now that I have all the buckles and everything attached underneath, I'm gonna go ahead, put the seat back, but I'm gonna try to tuck these under while I do it. I've pushed those plastic discs through about halfway the seat, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lower this seat right like this, and it'll give me better access to pull the seat cover tight onto the bottom part of the seat. Now they're laying flat like they should be, so the seat cover should be tight. We're gonna check it in just a second, but first we're gonna pull up the seat so we can take a look. I installed one of the back seats right here, and I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing on this side. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I can get everything hooked underneath with these guys right here. These are gonna go under the seat and hook together. So these two hooks, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reach them underneath the seat, and I'm gonna go ahead and attach these or hook these onto that piece that I just clicked together. Just like there's one, there's two. I have these two little flaps right here that they don't really have anything to attach or keep them in place, which is not really that helpful. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and tuck them like underneath while I lift back up the seat back into place. Then we push these discs as far through as we can again. Make sure they're flat, and I'm even gonna pull it a little bit more to try to get it tight. That's one. Same thing here. Pull, flat, last one. Pull, flat. Now I'm gonna go ahead and lift up the seat. So this is gonna go right on the back right here. Now, one thing to keep in mind is these backs right here are actually meant for one or the other side. So there's a cutout right here for this pull handle. So before you install it, make sure that you have the cutout on the same side as your pull handle. The four-door Broncos, the actual headrest does come off, but on the two-door they don't because they're the folding kind. So they do have this lovely cutout right here that makes it easy to go up and over this headrest, and then this will go underneath to make it a nice clean fit. So I'm gonna go ahead and slip this up and over. We did lay these seat covers in the sun for a little bit just to make them a little bit more pliable to help us out. So I just slid this seat cover down. Now it's not fully on, as you can see, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and slide this Velcro piece under the seat. Yep, there's the Velcro. Now this Velcro is two-sided, so it'll hook onto this Velcro piece right here and then hook onto this Velcro piece to ensure that it stays in place. Okay, that's on. Pull this. Okay, Gonna pull this up. I might have to kind of adjust it, but that already looks a lot better. I realized these little corners right here were sticking out, and then I remember that there was Velcro pieces that you're supposed to pull and attach to the back of the actual seat. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay this flat like this. I'm gonna unzip that one side. Give me a little bit more playroom. Now these little Velcro straps, I'm gonna bring up like that. Okay, let me do it on this side. Where is it? There it is. So again, I'm gonna bring it up through this corner like that, flat. Now I'm gonna pull this tight, zip this down. Now let's see how it looks. That looks much better. So we're gonna go ahead and put on the headrest seat cover. Now, it's important to keep this thick black piping right here towards the front. Oh. Okay, there's the other side. So this is now gonna go underneath. I am taking the bottom latch that has Velcro and tucking it up under just like that. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing where I'm tucking that latch, the Velcro piece, under the seat like this. I'm gonna go ahead and lay this flat like this, so that way I can go ahead and get those corners nice and tight. Zipping it closed. So I have the headrest right here, so I'm gonna go ahead. Now these ones do take a little bit of work to get them on over. So just take your time. What I do is I kind of rock it side to side. So now we go ahead, take this loop, push it through, and then we hook it underneath on the back side. So now we're gonna go ahead and start on the front seats. Now we're starting with the passenger side, and we're gonna start with the bottom part of the seat. Now one thing to keep in mind is even though the bottom parts of the seat are not directional, the actual back right here are directional because of this handle. So you wanna make sure that you have the seat side that has the cutout for the handle on the right side. Already what I'm seeing is that this does have more of these Velcro straps right here, probably to make sure that this seat cover, since it's in the front, is probably sitting a little bit tighter, a little bit more flush than the rears. So just make sure that you try to get those kind of up and not stuck to the underside of the seat cover, because then you're gonna be reaching under trying to pull them loose after you've already installed it. So just like on the rear seats, we do have pieces that have to get tucked through the actual seat. Now, what these are these clips right here. Now these are going to go under the seat, come back and be pulled towards the front to connect to these front buckles right here. Just using my fingers to tuck them through. So what I ended up having to do is pulling this corner out a little bit like this, and then I was able to access the strap to pull it through. Now what I do with this side, since I already have this, I want to keep the seat in place. I'm going to go ahead, feed it underneath the seat. Yep, and then I'm gonna go ahead and buckle it to the front. Lift right here, feel for the strap, there it is. I'm just gonna kind of pull it to keep the seat tight. Now I'll be able to go back to the front, pull it through and do the same thing where I hooked it on. I'm gonna go ahead and remove these headrests now because unlike the back seats, these seat covers are meant to work with removable headrests. Now it's time to go ahead and pull this over this piece right here. Okay. This side's done, but I'm going to talk through how to do this side because I figured it out. What I did is I really just pushed until the circle itself kind of closed in underneath the plastic. So we're going to do the same thing here. where we're gonna push and pull at the same time. Get, yep, that circle underneath the plastic. Then you can pull. Tuck just like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna tuck these in nice and tight in that crack. And hopefully it'll pull everything in. Now they go in flat like this. Once they reach the backside, they turn upright like this, which holds the actual seat cover into place. So on the back, there are these hooks right here. So what I did is I just grabbed that hook and I pulled it under until I found a bar that is part of the structure of the seat. And then I just hooked it on. So the second hook, I went ahead and I hooked it onto, there's like a support beam underneath the seat. So the one hook went on one side of the support beam, the other hook went on the other side. Now there is a zipper on this guy, just like on the rear seats. So we're gonna go ahead and zip it closed. So I'm gonna go ahead, put the headrest back on, just so that way I have a stable thing to work with. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put the headrest cover on. Again, making sure the piping is towards the front. We're gonna go ahead. So now we're gonna go ahead and take this piece back and under. And then we can go ahead, tuck it, and secure it in place. We're gonna go ahead and move to the driver's side, which is our final seat, and then we'll give you guys our final thoughts. So I'm just pushing these as far in to give me the best reach possible. Gonna fold forward the seat. Both of them are pulled through, so now we're gonna go ahead, pull them, buckle them to that front piece. The one thing I do want to say to keep in mind is as you are buckling these underneath, you don't wanna buckle these on top of the seat adjustment bar. You wanna buckle them underneath so they don't even mess with that bar at all. So I'm pulling the seat cover over the back of the driver's seat. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and work on these square pieces right here next. Okay, that's one. Alrighty. We're gonna go ahead and tuck these in. We're gonna go ahead and take the hooks and bring them underneath, hooking them to this structural part of the seat. Is that one? Did I get it? Yeah, okay, there's one. And there's two. I am zipping up the side right here. Now I will say in the front seats, the zipper is a little bit tighter, so you have to pull while you zip, just to make sure that you can get the zipper all the way down. There we go. And last is the headrest. Okay, there's the other side. Now is the time to tuck this underneath, pull it tight, and get it up under the back side of the seat. The installation is all done, and I have to say, I really like the way that the front seats look. I like that they feel a little bit more fitted, a little bit more custom. The only thing I was not a huge fan of was the cutout for the handle right here. It doesn't feel like it fits properly. There were no instructions in the box, so I'm not sure if I'm supposed to tuck this like I did with these. I did actually attempt to tuck this underneath this plastic handle, and it didn't want to stay. So with that being said, that's really the only thing I didn't like about the front seats. I will say quality-wise, they do feel really good. If somebody were to take a quick look inside the vehicle, I don't think that they'd automatically assume that these are seat covers because they do look really fitted and nice and custom. I prefer the look of the front seats over the look of the rear seats. I do feel like the rear seats look more like seat covers versus the front seats where they actually look like the seats. So overall, I'm impressed, but I am curious to see how they'll hold up over time. And if you're curious as well, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so we can keep you up to date with how these seat covers are doing. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye, guys.